Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Toe Tags Metal Reviews. And today we're giving you guys our first impressions of the new album from Cannibal Corpse titled Violence Unimagined. So Cannibal Corpse. This is a band that I've listened to, and we've actually covered an album on the channel before, which was their last one, Red Before Black, which came out a few years ago. But I haven't really listened to much of their other stuff. Like, they're a band I haven't really explored much myself. However, I have, heard that album, and overall, I do like it. Like, I remember giving that a pretty good score. But, yeah, so it's not really something I'm, as familiar with as you would be.
Yeah, so Cannibal Corpse is a band that's kind of a hit and miss for me. I've really tried a lot of times to really get into Cannibal Corpse over the years, and I have a hard time loving this band. I highly respect this band and what they have done for the music industry, for the metal industry, I should say. But there's very hit and miss for me. There's some songs that I love, and there's some songs that I'm just like, this is kind of trash. But yeah, I feel like I'm more in tune with the later Cannibal Corpse stuff, like Red Before Black and Skeletal Domain and stuff like that. But then you go back to the old classics like Hammer Smash Bass. Who doesn't love Hammer Smash Bass? Like, love it. You know what I mean? We've heard a couple singles from this album, and from what I remember, they were fucking awesome.
The first of which had a video that we reacted to, and I thought that song was pretty good.
I don't remember what it was called. I don't remember what either of them were called, to be honest, but I liked them both.
The second song, I will say, was really good.
Yeah.
So
either way, we're kind of going in here with a couple thumbs up already. So hopefully that expands or maintains and we don't get bored of it or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
With that being said, we're going to check out Violence Unimagined for the very first time in its entirety. And we'll be right back to give you guys our first impressions. So stay put. Alright guys, we just listened to Violence Unimagined for the very first time in its entirety. Vile, what do you think?
I think this was actually pretty good album on a first impressions. I actually had a lot of fun listening to this. So as mentioned at the beginning, Cannibal Corpse is one of those bands that's kind of hit or miss, but I have enjoyed more of the latter stuff of Cannibal Corpse more for me personally. And this fits in with that. It's basically what it is the melody. There's a lot more melodic elements to it. It's not that they're now a melodic band, but there's definitely more melody in there, specifically in like the chorus areas. And the riffing tends to have a little bit more fluctuation to it, rather than being really crunchy, like some of the older stuff. But, yeah, I enjoyed it. So I'm going to talk about my least favorite song, I should say my lowest rated song. I don't really have favorites at this point. But my least favorite song was track number 10, late in the album, I know, but Over Torture. And the comment I wrote was that it's a little sloppy, akin to older Cannibal Corpse. So that's probably the only real reason why it didn't quite resonate with me like other songs did. But with that said, the rest of the album I thought was quite favorable. Highlight tracks include, but are not limited to, Inhumane Harvest, which was the first single the video we reacted to. The song after that, Condemnation Contagion. And actually the song right after that, Surround, Kill, Devour. Those three songs are my highest rated songs. So that chunk of the album, tracks 3, 4, and 5, is definitely a highlight for me. So what makes this, I'm just going to pick one of them. I don't want to talk about all three because I'll be hogging the floor. Condemnation Contagion, okay? That song had this really cool winding feel to it. The riffing and just the way the arrangement was put together, it felt almost mesmerizing. It was different to me. It didn't feel like typical, throw on the D beat or the blast beat and then have these kind of wailing guitars going on. There was something else to it, and I felt like it was like this winding kind of thing, and that's all how I can describe it. But it was cool. I really liked it. The outro of that song was also really cool. A lot of the things that you can say about a Cannibal Corpse song, you're gonna repeat, like it's so brutal, or the vocal presentation is awesome, the solos are wild, like all these kind of things. You can kind of say for every song. I'm trying to find things that were unique to songs, and the way that song sounded was different to me. I don't know about you, but that was different to me.
It's funny that your top-rated tracks were 3, 4, and 5, because my top-rated tracks were 3, 5, and 6.
Not bad.
Inhumane Harvest, I really liked. Surround, Kill, Devour, I really liked. Ritual Annihilation, track number 6. There were drum fills left and right on this song. And now, there's obviously a lot all over the album, but I feel like they were just constantly being peppered in there, which I thought was nice. A little over halfway through, and I wrote this note a few times throughout this album, a nasty groove. And the solo was cool, the ending was cool. I found myself writing a lot of similar notes to myself for this album. Oh man, that was a nice groove. This is a nice groove. This sounds nasty. Ooh, that was a neat solo. Ooh, the ending was pretty cool. And it only became a little bit of a fault like near the end of the album where I kind of felt what's different. You know, it kind of felt like this is kind of the same thing, not in the sense of, oh, it's just the same song over and over. It's just, okay, it's got a neat groove, but nothing's really grabbing me as much as a few other tracks are. And it's really funny that Over Torture was your lowest rated track, because I actually had a decent amount of notes for that one. Corpse Grinder's vocal rhythm sounded really weird in this song. I don't know if you noticed it.
Well, I mentioned something about his vocal phrasing on earlier songs,
but that one just jumped out to me for that. It was it was a little strange. But I also liked the ride cymbal doing 8th note triplets while everyone else is playing like really fast or whatever 16th notes. I thought that was pretty cool. There was a riff where the guitars, did a bit and then stopped, and you could just hear the drum and bass.
Love that.
That was sick.
Yeah.
I love that. And that's really the only time that happens on the album. So it's like songs like that and moments like that are what stood out to me. So my lower rated tracks being, there's a few that kind of, I gave a similar kind of rating. Tracks 2, 5, 9, and 11.
You didn't like Surround, Kill, Devour.
That track is 5. I didn't say 5.
I thought you said 2, 5. What did you say?
I said 2, 9.
Oh, my bad.
Slowly Son, track number 9. I didn't really have much to say. That was the only thing. With some of these songs, I just didn't have much to say. Like, oh, the groove's neat here, and that's really it. Surround, Kill, Devour, I loved the chorus riff. It's got a little bit of a semblance of melody to it, like you mentioned. Thought that was cool. It's got a thrashy blast beat in it, which I thought was pretty cool, especially because it's like, it's almost sounding like a thrash band at that point.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
Funny, I'm reading my notes as you're talking, and you're basically saying basically the notes that I was writing. So we're definitely getting the same vibes and hearing the same elements when listening to these songs.
There's also a cool drum beat with just the ride going, which was also pretty cool in that song. It's really the only song that has something like that. So
one thing you've been mentioning a lot is grooves.
Yes.
So I could be wrong about this because I'm not a Cannibal Corpse connoisseur, but I don't think Cannibal Corpse is really known for being a groove band too much.
I don't think so either.
So I don't know if this is really new territory for them. I'd really have to. It's been a while since I've even listened to Cannibal Corpse, to be honest. Probably since the last time we reviewed Red Before Black. But there's a lot of grooves on this album, and the way they're set up is also very similar in a lot of songs, where the song will start, you'll get what you'd expect from Cannibal Corpse, and then pretty much at the halfway point, sometimes a little further, the song breaks, and then there's a groove, and then it changes.
Yeah.
Ritual Annihilation, which you said was the top-rated song for you, track number 6, that song probably would have been a top-rated track, but I didn't really like the beginning. Once it had that halfway point and that groove started, it became amazing. It felt like a completely different song. If the whole song sounded like that, it probably would have been my top-rated song.
I kind of felt the same way for some of these songs, where it's like, oh, the beginning is all right, but then it gets really good. And if it was really good from the start, it would be an amazing song.
Yeah, but I think that's actually probably a good thing in a way, because that beginning part's going to set up the awesome part. Exactly. And then now that you know it's coming,
you're going to look forward to it.
And you got that hype to build up till you get to that smackdown part, and you're going to be like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. Sometimes that's good. That payoff is good.
And especially even then, these beginning sections are not even bad. They're just not as good as the halfway and onward sections.
One more song I want to talk about just briefly is Follow the Blood, which is track number 7. This is a song where we were listening to it, and then we actually checked the time. We thought it was going to be over, and it was only like it was only like 2 minutes in, and we're like, holy crap! Like, this song feels long. So the only real note I wrote for this is that it feels long, but then it might be a good song to focus on, because I think it's got a lot of layers, and I think I'm going to put some emphasis on focusing on this track throughout the week, at least until I'm bored of it or whatever, because I think there's something there. right? That we just didn't get for some reason. There's something about it.
A big thing with that song, from what I noticed, is that they're changing up grooves a lot. Like, it's got a lot packed into it, which is why we thought it was about to end when it was only halfway over.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah. I enjoyed it for a first listen, and I'm looking forward to more.
So did I. I thought it was generally pretty good. Anyway, guys, that's all we got for you today. We're going to listen to Violence Unimagined over and over and over, and we'll be back next week to give you guys our final review. Remember to subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Comment below, what do you guys think of this album? It's brand new! I'm TV Fish.
And I'm Vital Self.
We'll see you guys later.